for those of you who know me, you know how I love efficiency, so I'm just going to collapse a quick stem cell crash course with what I think made Longevity Medical Institute a very, very special place. So you think of LMI's journey like the creation of a baby, right? It all starts with a fertilized egg. Then it goes to an embryo, right? Then it goes to a fetus. And then 9 months later, boom, out comes a baby. And you wonder, like, how does all that happen? How does it go from that to a baby? That's what stem cells do. So they have different, you have a blueprint when you're born, and it says, go make an arm, go make a leg, go make a brain, go make a heart. And it's much like LMI and what we did. We built this piece by piece. We needed what? We needed a building. We needed amazing doctors and staff. We needed great advanced diagnostics. We needed laboratories. We needed MRIs. So we needed all these things. Just like a baby has a blueprint, we had to have a blueprint. And that journey started for me 9 months ago. And I'm going to get into that in a minute. But tonight, it's really about celebrating the birth of that baby for me and for the rest of the LMI team. So a little background on myself. One of my first passions actually started nearly 40 years ago. So I spent 8 years of my life in exercise physiology and nutrition. I earned my chiropractic degree. And it was something that I loved because I really love helping people. But if I fast forward now to the past 7 years, I started stem cell therapy in my own health regimen, and I've noticed improvements. I brought a lot of friends down. My family does it, and I became a believer in it starting 7 years ago. I was very fortunate to have the opportunity for a period of 2 years of that time to learn from one of the early pioneers in the field. His name's Dr. Serta. He's no longer here with us, but I know he'd be proud of what we're building. I learned a ton about protocols, how to administer, and so on and so forth. And I built on that and ultimately built something like this that's a very, very special place. So the past 2 years, I've really, after I sold my last company, I really had it in my mind that I really wanted to get deeply ingrained in the field. So I spent 2 years going to countless conferences, getting memberships into the most well-respected regenerative medicine colleges, like the Mexican College of Regenerative Medicine, the International Society for Cell and Gene Therapy, and then I also learned how to actually administer hands-on myself. And there's a number of doctors who did it in the early days. There's one of them back there, Dr. Press here, and so we started on this journey and learning various protocols. So yeah, that's important to us to stay up with the latest in research because it's a really evolving field. It's happening very fast, and you're going to hear buzzwords, and a lot of people say, oh, longevity this and stem cells this, but it really is the future of medicine when done right. And stem cells are not a magic wand, but in conjunction with a lot of other things, diet, exercise, the other modalities like hyperbaric chambers and, proper sleep. So there's a combination of things. And so if you think about sort of 3 legs on a stool, you have your diet, you have your exercise, proper sleep, and I believe that stem cells are that 3rd leg on a stool because what it could do at the cellular level is incredible that diet and exercise just can't do. Because as we've gotten older, so I gave you that analogy of how you ended up being 9 months later born, and then throughout that process we grow. And stem cells are very active, and then you go through the period of time when you're in your 20s and 30s, and then they start to a little bit slow down, and then by 30s and 40s, and then 50s, you really start feeling, by the time you're 60, the cells have aged, and you're like, God, why do I not feel great? Like, why do joints hurt? Why does this thing happen? Why am I getting all these conditions? And it's because the cells go through an aging process called senescence, and eventually, when our cells die, we die. So it's really about reintroducing something that was once in our bodies that over time started to leave. So we're not putting in some medication from the outside. We're putting back in what your body once had. And what it's doing is it's telling those sending signals to those cells to say, hey, let's get better. I'm going to send you some exosomes. I'm going to send you some growth factors. I'm sending you, other things that want you to regenerate, and that's basically what we do. So it really is holistic care. So when I think about my chiropractic background, that's what chiropractic, it's a holistic care. Well, stem cells, exosomes, and everything else we do is really holistic care. And now that's not to say that traditional medicine doesn't play its role, because we actually do very much believe in that. And we have an integrative approach that takes traditional medicine, which serves its purpose, combine it with regenerative medicine. And that's a very powerful combination, because today they're in silos. Traditional doctors don't understand what regenerative medicine doctors do. Regenerative medicine doctors don't really care what's happening with you and the conditions you have. You may have to be on a medication. You may have some type of condition. And we have an experienced team led by Dr. Prass, who I'll talk about in a minute, that understands that, right? And that integrative care combined with a bunch of other things, which I'll touch on in a minute as I introduce the team, because that's something that makes me very proud. And at the end of the day, that's what really matters here, is having a great team that's taking care of all of you. So, well, I need to make a first, before introducing the team, I have to thank God. I got to tell you, there were divine forces that made this happen. I started this 9 months ago. This would be a 2-3 year horizon if it could even get done. And things happened magically. There's a lot of people that made it happen, of course. And we worked hard to make it happen ourselves. But I do believe there was some divine intervention to actually make this thing happen. So I'm very happy about that. So the first thing I need to honor is my soulmate and my wife, Meredith. Our amazing 3 kids, in no particular order. Okay, because I'm going to hear this later, like, why did you say Kareem first and not me? So there's no particular order here. They're all special. Kareem, this is by age. Kareem, Merrick, and Sheridan, they're twins, but they're 2 minutes apart, but technically Merrick's older, so she gets the credit. You know what, they've been incredibly supportive. They believe in this mission. Even our kids came. We had a conference, as you know, for our team over 4 days. We really dug deep into the education. The kids were there. They had to take the test like everybody else. So it was pretty cool. So now on to the team, because these are the people who are going to really take care of everybody who wants to be a patient here. And I'll start first with Dr. Prass. Come up, please. So he's our medical director and our chief of regenerative medicine. Dr. Prass has been a physician and a surgeon for 40 years. Okay, he has seen tens of thousands of patients, from the very basic to the most complex. And I have never met a doctor and his ability to diagnose in a way that he does. It's incredible. It's an art. And that's very important. So we want to know what we're treating. You're a human. All of us are different. All of us have different issues that we come with, and he understands that. And that's part of I'm not going to say down necessarily in Mexico, but in the US and Canada, other places, it's a sick care model. Let's wait till something goes wrong. Then let me give you 5 doctors. None of the doctors talk to one another. They give you a medication. So does this. Nobody talks to one another. This is Dr. Prass. Dr. Prass can hold it up against any of those multi-doctors. And if you still need him back there, he'll get on the phone with them. But that's a very, very special role and a very special individual. But what makes him even more special is, not more special, because what you do, that's really special. But as great as he is a doctor, he is. He really is. He's a lifelong musician, okay? A lifelong musician. He instructs orchestras, okay? He mentors young kids who want to become musicians. Many of them are in this room tonight. One of them, Carl, I'm sure if we raise hands of who Dr. Prass has mentored on the music, it's incredible. And it's an amazing talent and skill, and one of the best human beings I've ever met is right here. All right, Dr. Fergie, come on. So Dr. Fergie, she's our director of regenerative medicine. I got to tell you, there are few people that are as kind and compassionate and dedicated as Dr. Fergie. She's an amazing human being. And for the past 4 years, she's been doing stem cells. She's been administering to patients. She's been setting protocols. And she's always on this quest to get better. She says, I want to be a subject matter expert. I want to be the best, not only in stem cells, in peptides, in nutraceuticals, in hormone therapies. And so she raised her hand. All right, Dr. Fergie, you're it. You want to go do it? Go do it. So she's really trailblazing and going to continue to keep us at the forefront. She's got a bunch of conferences coming up that she's going to continue to get better and better, which is all going to benefit everybody here who's our patient. And now I want to go on to, real quick, one of our most important partners. I don't know where they are. And here is CB Cells Biotechnology.
To your right.
Come on up, come on up, come on up. Come on up, come on up.
Hey, Fabián. Bienvenidos,
Yeah, please. So together with this group right here from CB Cells, we're going to set a new standard in transparency of what is going in your body. I vetted 6 labs over the last 1 year. Went to every single one of them. I went in their labs. I met their people, and I saw who does what and how they do it. And then there were another 2 that wouldn't allow me entrance, so which is already suspicious, so we crossed them off the list. And I can tell you, I knew after going to there were number 4 or 5 I went on the list. I knew I found the right partner. Okay. And this is Dr. Fabian Nario. This is Carol. Where's Carolina? Yeah. He was going to be late, so I was going to cut him out of the speech and just give Carolina all the credit.
Sister.
Yes, they're sister, brother and sister. But they're not only pioneers themselves. They've been doing this for 15 years, but they're deep into the research as well. So they love research. Anything that's coming new, like we're working on new cell types already. There's some really cool stuff that's coming out that they're already way ahead. And their team, they're not all here, of scientists and dedicated cellular biologists and so on and so forth is incredible. And everyone here is going to get the benefit of that. So I'm really excited to be able to have them as my partner now. Their primary lab is today in Guadalajara. They're opening up their second lab here at LMI. If you go down, when you leave the space, there's a space on the right-hand side. You see their big logo. That biotech lab is going in there. So every patient can have complete visibility. You're going to see his team in there making stem cells. So from the harvesting to the cultivating to the process they go through, you're going to get a complete transparent report. This is what goes in my body. I know it's a placental. It's a Wharton's jelly. Here's how many, and here's how many are viable. Because nobody knows today. Do you know if you've ever been to a stem cell clinic, they ever give you a report? Do you actually know? And when I've seen some of the other labs, I would like, it's kind of concerning. Not that you're going to get hurt necessarily. Well, you can. They do have examples of that. But by and large, if they're not handling cells in a very specific way, those cells die. They are very sensitive to the element of time, to freezing conditions, which we don't freeze. Initially, they get frozen. They all cells, when you take them out and they go through the process. And I'll be real quick on that because you get asked the question, like, where does this come from? Well, today it's medical waste. They have agreements at a hospital in Guadalajara with the birthing mothers that come in. They go through a complete consent form, a complete screening of health conditions. When the mother has the baby, they collect the umbilical cord and the placenta, and they take that back to their lab, and they process it in preparation for the future, and it goes in at minus 325, which all cells stop moving at that, and they bring them out as they need them, and they cultivate them, and then they make a bunch more. And then, of course, they take care of all the hospital bills and help the mother with some other expenses over the course of the next year. So when you talk about ethical sourcing, I know, I've seen it, I know what they do, and it's incredible. It's really incredible, and that matters a lot of the source of ethical sourcing. Where is that coming from? And are you getting what they say you're getting? And I know, I can tell you, well, you're going to watch it. You can watch it. You can watch. Now, that won't be open up until May. It was supposed to be March, but next to them is the full body scan MRI with artificial intelligence, in and out, 35 minutes, 550 conditions plus cancer, and it was eating into his space to move it in, so he got held, but we're still getting still the fresh cells. They send them to us every day, right out of their lab in Guadalajara, so everything is still the same. So the difference is you won't get to watch them being made, you'll still get the same reports. Soon you'll be able to watch them. So,
thank you.
Thank you for the partnership.
No, thank you.
Yeah, they've been great.
For inviting.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, by the way, they are one of the very few I think maybe 2 or 3 that are what's called ISO 5.6 certified, which is a U.S. standard lab. To hold that standard of a lab is very difficult. The other 6 I vetted, none of them had the ISO 5.6 certification. That's a very big deal. So you're getting that. If this was to happen in the U.S. tomorrow, that lab, their protocol, everything that they do is good in the U.S. So that matters a lot. Okay, now Dr. Amy Brodsky, she's not here. She does a lot of speaking engagements. She's a well-known aesthetic dermatologist, I guess is the term. She does a bunch of TV. She's been on TV and so on and so forth. She is a medical doctor. She graduated from the University of Chicago. She's also on the Women's Dermatologic Society Fellow. Now, she built 7 very famous clinics in Chicago. Private equity bought them within the last year. She's spending her time down here in Cabo. She doesn't want to run businesses, but she wants to treat patients. She loves doing that. So her time's not full time, but she has schedules, and anybody who wants to she's very focused on amazing dermal fillers, the sculptures and that, and Botox. And then, of course, you have a dermatologic condition. She'll be looking at your skin and going, hey, by the way, we need to take care of that as well. So that's a nice skill to have on the team. So we're happy for that. Sorry she couldn't be here. And then where's Kathy? Kathy, get down here. Come on. So I could go on for a long time about everything Kathy's great at, because she's really great at a lot of other things, but I'm going to keep it very focused on one particular thing. So she's our director of aesthetic medicine. If you looked up laser experts for anti-aging, you would find Kathy, okay? She has done 25, by the way, she's a certified instructor in addition to a practitioner, and she's been down here for 20 years, over 25,000 laser treatments. And if we ask people to raise their hand, there'll be a lot of people in this room that'll raise their hand. And so it's a testament to Kathy's skills. And her patient care and how she cares about her patients is next level. Of course, she knows a lot of other stuff too, so she also contributes to our team and bringing in her knowledge and 25 plus years of experience. So it's amazing to have Kathy on the team. Thank you, Kathy. Okay, Dr. Luis Romero, where are you? Where are you? Come on, get in here. And Hiram, get over here. Come on. Okay, so Dr. Luis Romero, so he's one of the newest additions to the team. He is an amazing aesthetic surgeon. He's done over 5,000 procedures. I knew he was the right doctor when I saw his patients. They look natural. They look natural. They just look a better version of themselves. So his artistry of how he deals with surgical procedures. We have a surgical OR that'll open up in 30 days. So if you saw that back room, he'll be able to do, I don't want to go down the list, he can rattle them off. This thing here, this thing here, this thing here, this thing here, this thing here. All the things that you have that you might want to work on, he does. And he's got Dr. Munoz over here, Hiram. He's amazing. He's also a medical doctor, MD. They're a surgical team. So, and a lot of the post-op and different things together, it's unbelievable care. I knew he was going to be the right doctor for what we're doing. So thank you, thank you, thank you. 30 days. So start booking now. It's kind of crazy because he was here for a time period, and then he left on a family matter to set up, and he set up a clinic near where his mom was, and then now he's come back to Cabo after 5 years, and it's crazy. The people, like, we didn't even have anything open, and we had temporary condos, and he's like, hey, I have people that want to see me, can I just see them in the condo? I'm like, yeah, whatever, that's fine. He's like, they don't care, they just want to, they want to talk about what the plan is here. So anyway, it's a great addition to the team. Okay, now, where's Sergio? Where's Sergio? There. Sergio, get over here. Okay. By the way, he didn't actually need an introduction because we all know Sergio. You know what? I have so many great things to say about him, but I've already gone on for a long time. But what I will say is, I've never met a guy with better common sense smarts, hardworking, loyalty, and character than Sergio. And so for us and our family, Sergio, he's our chief of operations, but for our family, he's more than that. He is part of our family. So. Okay, Carlos, where are you? Get over here. Come on. Oh, this is a scary smart dude right here. Okay, this guy's a biomedical engineer. Okay, and on top of that, he's got his master's in big data and artificial intelligence. So what he oversees, every piece of equipment, every protocol, everything that happens in this clinic, being the biomedical engineer, is held to the highest safety standard. Every piece of equipment he's vetted. He makes sure we have nothing but the best equipment and it's handled in the right way. And that's a very important thing because we want to help patients and we never want to hurt a patient. And what he does, he makes sure that doesn't happen. Now, on his masters of big data and AI, he's doing all kinds of crazy, wonderful things, from our MRI to our clinic workflows, even how we communicate amongst a team. He's integrated all that in creating our own workspaces, and it's just unbelievable. So the level of healthcare that we're going to provide, I haven't seen it for anywhere, and it's happening here, and it's going to continue to happen. And he's going to help us set a new standard in what the ultimate patient journey and care looks like. So, thank you for that. Thank you, Carlos. All right, Ivana Guiza, where is she? Ivana, get in here. Okay. She's our office manager and patient coordinator. Okay. When I say she is the glue of this clinic, literally, she is the glue of this clinic. She's got her psychology degree and a bunch of other very smart degrees, and I don't even remember them all. But her ability to lead, to manage and care, like, you want to talk about a 360-degree person in patient care and running an office, this is Ivana. And so she plays a super, super critical role. Thank you, Ivana.
Thank you.
Okay, Edward Ramsey, get over here. Come on. This is our tiniest member of the team right here, Edward Ramsey. Love this guy. He's the best guy. Okay, so Edward Ramsey, he's our director of the clinical lab. He's a clinical chemist. This guy is amazing. I can tell you, I've had a bunch of blood draws, and I'm sure everyone in this room's had blood draws, and you know what that experience is like when it's not good? It's not good. His is so good. It's the best, and I probably had 50 of them in my life. I've never had one better than him. It's one of these, hey, I just don't need you to move. I go, I'm not moving. He goes, I'm already in. Like, it's that good. It's that good. And that matters a lot for some of our aging demographic, right? Where, you know, it's hard to find the veins and do the blood draws and all that, and he's incredible. Not only that, I mean, you probably saw I saw everyone swarmed in the room like, hey, what's this? With these robotic machines going like this and doing samples and all that. So you'll be able to you have now complete comprehensive blood panels. So in an hour and a half from the time that he draws, he's going to run it through all that fancy equipment that you see in there, and you're getting your blood analysis, your urinalysis, your hormone levels, your cancer markers, and the list goes on and on. And what really got Edward excited about this opportunity, he has this quest for more knowledge to say, what else can we be doing on the regenerative side? What other tests can we do to measure people's cellular health? You know, because we think about it from the clinician. They always think about, what is it that I'm treating and how do I measure it? Now, subjective matters, like, how do you feel? Yeah, I feel great. But that's one measurement. It has to be objective measurements too, like an MRI or an ultrasound or a clinical lab. So we need to know where you started, or the in-body. Where did you start? This is what we did. Did this protocol work? And so you have objective, because you hear this and say, well, I don't know if it worked. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. So subjective, yes, but objective is equally important. And so I think that's something very new to the whole world of regenerative medicine. So thank you, Edward. We're super excited. He's amazing. He's an amazing guy. He's like a big teddy bear, man. I love this guy. He smiles, like literally. Okay, we're at 2 o'clock. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. We're working to finish this last night. It's supposed to be done last week, but we're in Mexico. So last week was 2 a.m. last night. He's still here with a damn smile on his face. Like, yeah. And the whole team, actually. Everybody was here late trying to make it happen. Okay, so now there's a few other people, and most of them in this room, because we have a lot of people from our Palmilla community. You already know them. You love them. Ariana Pacheco. Get over here. Come on. So Ariana is a patient coordinator. She comes from hospitality. She's got her degree in that. She knows how to run a great ship and great experience. So think about what hospitality people do, right? From the time that you check in through your whole journey, all this is, now we're doing it for a different field. But she's great, super well organized. So all the patient coordinator, that's one thing everybody gets, right? So you're not going, well, who do I call? What do I do? When am I coming? And so she makes sure that that gets managed from end to end and then communicates with all the doctors, gets in the system, and so on and so forth. So thank you for having her. Wait, get back here.
Okay.
The success of this party was, right, she pulled all this together, well, and Ivana, but if something went wrong, it was on.
Wrong?
Yeah. She was so nervous because I hadn't seen it. I was busy down in the clinic, and she's like, I came down and she saw me. She's like, "What did you think?" I'm like, "Amazing." She was nervous. Thank you. Okay, Jonathan. Jonathan, where are you? Get over here, Jonathan. Well, you all know Jonathan, former professional tennis player, but Jonathan is on the sports medicine side as an assistant. Okay, so Jonathan has a bunch of experience as a professional athlete, has dealt with injuries, he's dealt with, from musculoskeletal, so mostly in that world, and he's another individual that was on a quest for knowledge. He says, I want to do something more. And so I said, why don't you become an expert in hyperbaric chambers? And I'm not going to go through a whole lecture on hyperbaric chambers, but let's just say it'll help every single one of you in this room. There's not one that it won't. So he has been studying for 6 months, okay, at all levels, all the protocols on hyperbaric chambers. So Jonathan's overseeing that. In addition to the light therapies, and he's finishing his molecular hydrogen training and stuff right now. So that's his universe, and he loves it. He's super passionate about it, and he's great to have on the team. Plus, he's another happy guy. Like, his energy is like crazy good, right? So
Thank you.
okay. And finally, where's Alfredo? Wait. Oh, you're supposed to do cartwheels to show your strength. Okay. So you guys all know Alfredo. He's whoa. Hey, quit grabbing my ass. What are you doing? Okay. So he's our director of fitness and wellness. He's got a ton of experience from functional training, strength training, nutritional coaching, and so on and forth. He plays a critical role as part of it because, like I said, stem cells aren't a magic wand. Yes, they do amazing, and when administered right, they do really amazing. But there's other things, the leg of the stool, right? The diet, the exercise, and that's he's bringing in. And for some of the aging population, mobility, balance, what's the biggest risk? You fall, right? And so he does all of these things for the patients, and it just depends. He can go from, we get pure longevity people that are over here, to people that have some conditions, to the other side over here. And so he's bringing that value to the team. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So I have to thank my investors, and I got a number of them here. I'm not going to go through the full names because they're private people. They don't like to be talked about in that way. But they've had unwavering support. We'll be $15 million into this project, all said and done. They got behind me from the beginning when it was just this crazy idea on a piece of paper. They said, we're in. We're in. And they've stuck by me, even when I ran over budget. I ran over budget by over $2 million. You know what? I said, I got bad news. We ran over budget. Well, why did it happen? Well, we had to do this, we had to do this. I had to make some decisions I thought were better for the long term. Like, all right, fine. So put in a little bit more money. It's fine. So they said, whatever we're going to do, let's not cut corners. And I refused to cut corners. And so that was a thing. This is the money we need. By the way, I already made the decision. It's not like it's up for a discussion. So the decision was already made. Either you write the check, or I'll write the check, or someone else will write the check. Because we are not cutting corners here. That's one thing we do not do. So we want to build something world class. I think we have. At the end of the day, I think our patients decide that, right? I mean, I can sit here and go, I think we're the world's best. You know what? At the end of the day, every patient's going to decide, who they think is the best. I think we built something special, and hopefully you think we're the best. That would be great. Where's Pepe? Pepe Sanchez. Come on, get up here. I owe a huge debt of gratitude to him, to Miguel Sanchez Navarro. This is their project, okay? This is their building, okay? They created the canvas that allowed us to paint this beautiful picture. And we had challenges. Oh my God, did we have challenges?
Just a few.
Just a few. You know what? They moved mountains, and literally mountains. I thought there were so many times, this project's dead. It's not going to happen. And it's like, so we'll solve for it. We'll do this. I said, hey, we have these huge HEPA filters for CB cells that we got to figure out. These things are the size of a room. He's like, well, let's go solve for it. He solved for it. I mean, over and over. We need this specialized generator. This thing's a beast. It has to run the MRI because what if there's a hurricane? Hey, we'll solve for it. And the list goes on and on and on. I can't even tell you how many things he solved for that we're just super, super appreciative. And I wouldn't be here tonight if he didn't, really. And so we owed a huge debt of gratitude for him to do that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. But equally important, you know it's 1-1 in the pickleball series against Robin.
Yeah, I know. There's no ties.
Yeah. Well, here's the interesting. He probably doesn't realize this. So we got it to. It was 1-1, and then I'm like, should I press playing pickleball now? Because what if we win? I don't have all the stuff I need for the rest of the clinic. Maybe I should wait till the clinic's finished, and then we go and compete. And then if it goes 2-1, he's a tough competitor, and he's a very good pickleball player. And Pablo, I hope you've been practicing. Well, I don't know where you are. You're a runner. Oh, here, his kid up here. So, you know what, and their team, and there's so many of them, they're all standing here, I can't even go, there's too many, Gabby, Sandra, so on and so forth, they're all here, and they're all part of their team, and they were moving mountains for us too, so just can't thank you guys enough,
Thank you, and thank you for believing in us. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We really
Thank you,
appreciate
brother.
it.
He's become a friend now. We become friends now, right? It's amazing who you find your friends are when you got problems, right? Very easy when you're a popular friend, but I'm actually only calling him when I got a problem. So he's like, "Don't worry about it, man. We'll figure it out." And I'm like, "Well, thank you guys. Thank you guys.
Thank you. Congratulations.
See you on the pickleball court. Okay. Okay. And then, last but not least, it's a huge shout out to all of you who came and supported what we're doing here. This means a lot to me. I think you guys can probably tell after this speech. It means a lot to me, and you all came here. You could be doing something else on a Friday night, but you came here to support us and our family, and so thank you. So now one of the benefits of showing up tonight is you get a VIP status, and it entitles you a bunch of cool stuff, because now all Ivana knows, Dr. Ferd, everyone knows that who was here is a VIP. Now those who didn't show up, that status has been revoked, okay? You do not want that status revoked. It's very hard. It's kind of like the airline miles where you just can't get to platinum. So they're stuck in the back. They're sitting the coach in the back. So when they want appointments, you know what? You're in the back of the plane, so you're not getting it. But on a more serious note, because this is important, on your way out tonight on the exit, Ivana is going to have for you patient consent forms. I just need a signature and your credit card. And then you can all start exploring the journey. So where's the drink? I'm going to close this out with a cheers to everybody. Thank you again. Love you all. Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers. Dr. Press, since when did you stop drinking?
Sergio, look at that.
We can share.
Cheers.
Thank you, Kirk.
Party time. Get the DJ, get the music. Let's go.
There you go.
Thank you for everything.
Thank you, Kirk.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congrats, mate. Cheers.
Thank you.